I'm fired up and I'm ready to go. I'm fired up and I'm ready to go. I'm fired up and I'm ready to go. This is the Billionaire Brown experience. Let's go. You're a testament of what God can do for someone's life.
Yes. So I always say that I'm a testament to what God can do in our lives, because the things I'm doing now, I never saw myself doing. And that's why I just I can't share the reset message enough to just learn self-love, give yourself a chance, go after your dreams. And I know it sounds also cliche, but it's true. We have this one life. And if we allow God to work in our lives and have faith, and, for me, it was if you get a desire put in your heart and you take action, it will come to fruition. It may not always be the way we think, but it will come to fruition the way it's going to do the best for others. So I never saw myself writing Reset ever. If you had said to me even 3 years ago, you're going to write a book, I'd be like, you're crazy. Even my publisher, Wendy Walters is her name, when we met, she's like, I really think you can do this. And I was like, and then I said, well, maybe. And then she took me to church. I went to Dallas to meet with her just to talk about the manuscript, because my friend, Dr. Robert Watkins, introduced me to Wendy Walters. And he was like, Jackie, I really think you should write a book. And he's written lots of books and he's very successful. And I was helping him produce a show he was doing. And I said, I don't know, Dr. Watkins, I don't know. He's like, I really think you could help a lot of people. You've been through a lot. You have the real insight by living it. So I met with Wendy. I flew to Dallas. And that weekend she goes, you have a lot of books in you. And I said, you're crazy. I don't even know if I have this one in you. And while I was writing Reset, I wrote all those kids' books too. And I have all these books now, for sale on Barnes & Noble, on Amazon. So if 3 years ago you just said to me, you're going to have, I think I'm going to be up to 11 books or something, I would be like, you are insane. And so it's testament to, we never know what our lives hold. We never know who we're going to help, who we're going to touch, who's going to help us, and what direction we're going to go in if we don't allow ourselves to try. You have to just try.
Got to take your shot.
Yeah. And then all kinds of things, And now I think I think it was actually today I realized the power of having lots of different streams of income. People talk about that all the time, and I always had it. I guess I just never understood what I was doing until maybe even now, or probably prior to this, and I'm like, oh wow, now I get it. Now I have my books. I do makeup for shows. I'm hosting shows. I'm going to start, I am speaking, but I'm starting to speak a lot more. So now I get it, so
that's cool.
It's just important to keep trying. And so that's why I'm so encouraged, because it's I can't believe what God's done in my life, and I'm very humbled by it. I'm very humbled by it.
Okay. I have to, all right, I just told you.
I'm a normal girl. You know what I mean? I'm just a normal girl from a small town.
A normal girl with 11 books. No, but here's, I just told you about my road rage and how I would, when I see people, they're not as extreme as me, because I was very extreme on the road rage. I just didn't kill nobody or hurt nobody. Never got into a physical fight or nothing.
Yeah.
But I said that when I see people screaming in their car, I said I would chuckle. And because sometimes I think it's kind of funny, me personally, maybe it's my personality. Yeah. But then you made me kind of feel you made me feel uncomfortable when you was like, nah, I wouldn't have chuckled. You said I would have gave him a hug.
Yeah, but those are two different things. because you're talking about road rage and like that's someone having a temper tantrum. So it is funny because they look crazy. Do you know what I mean?
Okay, because you was about to make me like start really getting serious with people. Like, hey guys, okay.
No. Because when I see people have temper tantrums, I laugh too because I think, oh God, I was like that before. I was so crazy, Of course. But when I see people wearing, grief or something like that, I want to hug them because it's a different thing.
Have you ever seen?
I was a horrible boss. When I owned those spas, I was a horrible boss. I was angry a lot. I wasn't very nice all the time. And I've apologized to everyone. I never yelled at people or anything like that. I wasn't like that kind of a boss. But even though I was grateful, I was not who I am today. And I always like kind of feel bad about that. Because like when you have the opportunity to have people in your life that you're grooming, that's like a ministry. You're like ministering to them. And I wasn't living my full purpose. And I will always kind of, I don't regret it anymore. Obviously, you do what you know when you know, right? But now I would never behave that way again,
Okay, good for you. Good for you. All right, let's go to the finances because I know a lot of people are looking for that reset button. That's something that we look for on a daily basis. Most of us are living paycheck to paycheck.
Yes.
And we know we're living paycheck to paycheck, or we're going to find out eventually that we're living paycheck to paycheck. So finances, I'm pretty sure, is one of your readers' probably favorite chapters to read. So what is it about finances that you're like? What's the story behind hitting the reset button with the finances?
Well, the story is that I had businesses. And a lot of things went on in the businesses. We partnered with someone to franchise the business, and then they ended up going bankrupt. So basically, all those years of work to get to that point was gone in a second. And there was a lot of debt that was accrued through the business. And my biggest thing I could share with your audience is that if your business isn't paying for the business, then you should not have a business because I personally was bankrolling a lot of that business through my being, a celebrity makeup artist and all the shows I work on and whatever. And so when it came time to pay back debt, a lot of it was in my name personally, and I had to do it. I even had to pay off this credit line that was a credit line for the business because I personally signed it. I had to personally pay it off. And I had to take from an IRA to do that because it was a lot of money. And I was taxed like crazy. So I was taxed like over $5,000 to pay off something that was a business expense that killed me personally. So my accountant would say after a few years, if your business is not paying for itself, your business is a hobby. It's not a business. And that was the best advice. So my advice is know when to break up with your business before your business breaks up with you. Because it's a valuable lesson. And never again will I put myself in that kind of hot water. If I can't pay for it, then I'm not doing it,
If your business can't pay for your business, then
eventually, the first couple of years, of course, you have to pay for stuff. Mm-hmm. But you shouldn't be getting in personal debt for business debt. And I mixed them terribly. I had personal credit cards that were paying for business. And I just don't believe in that. But I did it anyway because we get desperate. And you want to you're like, oh my gosh, I invested so much money in this. I need to keep it going. And I kept getting offered all these credit cards because I made a good living. But then when it comes time to pay it, I had to pay it all back.
Did any of your attachment with your business, when you were the way you were just describing it, did any of that attachment come with you didn't want to get rid of it because of what other people would say about you? Or was it totally you didn't want to get rid of it because of you?
Well, I had a business partner.
Okay.
And I would say that he didn't want to get rid of it either.
Okay.
We worked so hard, and we were in a relationship. We were in a relationship a long time, he and I. And we'd worked so hard that then you feel like a failure to get rid of it. I wanted to move locations because it was very expensive. And I felt like we had all this overhead that we didn't need. So that's why when it came time to partner with the people that wanted to do the franchise, I was like, I can't pack this place up quick enough. I'm out of here. So that was like, I felt like even though that ended tragically, that was the window I needed to jump out of to gain some freedom. So even though it was a nightmare, I had to bankrupt the business, then I had this personal debt I had to pay off. So it was like failure after failure after failure. When it was all those years of success too, It was embarrassing. It's embarrassing to have to do all that stuff. And it's heartbreaking too. And then you have nothing, you have nothing. But so then you have to start over. So all that money that you had in savings and all of it's gone. So
how did it feel to start over once you did?
It felt, it was hard because I had so much to pay off, but then I got this opportunity to work in the morning. It was like work before work, really. So that was how I paid everything off. And then it was exciting because then I started to have like creative thoughts again. And then I created this show, Stars Behind the Stars, which I've gotten so close to selling, and we just still aren't there yet. And now I'm interested again in it all these years later. And I was able to do all these new things. So, but to start over is amazing, and it's freeing because it's like, I can do whatever I want to do now. What do I want to do? Not what does my business partner or my boyfriend or whoever want me to do or what people think I should do. What do I actually want to do with my life? And that's the question we should ask ourselves. I think we get, I think we get very caught up into, like you just said, what other people think of us, what others think of us, other people's opinions of what we're good at, what we should be doing. Maybe, like someone wants to do one thing, but their family always wanted them to do, be an accountant like their dad, but they love nursing. You know what I mean? Like sometimes we don't want to follow in our parents' footsteps, but we get pushed to do so. So I think that if you get the opportunity, and I hope everybody does once in their life if they need it, to have a reset, spend that time and ask yourself those important questions. What do you want to do with your life? What is going to make you happy?
That's really good.
Motivating you to firm, fit, and fabulous. Here is our company website, www.femmefataleFitClub.BigCartel.com. We are a no-judgment zone, here to help any woman ready to take control of her health and well-being. Here's our blog, www.femmefatalefitclub.com. We offer not only personal training services and virtual fitness programs, we also offer products such as water bottles, a cute inspirational tank top for women that says #TeamNoExcuses, and support across our social media channels. Come join the club. Follow us on Instagram at Femme Fatale Fit Club, or join our group on Facebook at Femme Fatale Fit Club. Now back to your favorite podcast.